guys, this is Lala Legacy, back with another episode of SeaBed. So let's just jump right back in. She stumbled on the root of a green moss-covered tree, but I caught her from behind. Look where you go, jeez. Thanks! We continued forward, fighting the leaves in our way. Are you sure we're going in the right direction? I think it's just over there. I followed her gaze. Almost completely hidden by the surrounding greenery of moss and fern trees, we came upon a cave entrance. How did you even find this? Come on! Takako jumped down from the rocky upper ground we were on and extended her hand toward me. I slowly climbed down as well, but my foot slipped on the wet surface. I fell straight into Takako's arms. Oh, you're so soft. Oh, cut it out! As we descended into the cave, now protected by its sturdy roof, the sound of the rain grew more distant. It's a lot more spacious than I thought! I could hear this sound of dripping water from somewhere. We noticed countless tunnels in all shapes and sizes, a bit further down. Some were too small for even a person to squeeze through. Others were large enough for a car to fit. They formed a complex layout, like weathered lava stones. Takako shot a few quick glances around the vicinity as she pressed forward. Is there something else you wanted to show me? There should be some fireflies here. You mean glowworms? That's what I was told. You wanted to see them, right? I saw a puddle of water right where she was stepping. Takako, wait! What? Her foot sank into the water. I was trying to tell you to be careful. Damn! There were countless gashes on the rocks we were walking on, and some of them were filled with translucent water. A few seemed deep enough to swallow you whole. The road into the cave was leading further and further down below. I can barely see anything anymore. And now that's more like it. This is dangerous. I think we should turn back. Let's just go a little further. Takako's voice reverberated across the countless tunnels, growing too gargled for me to make out. Oh, that's so pretty. Did you say something? I stopped and looked at her. Look! There seemed to be a light above the large black rock further down. I could see a few trees and a patch of white sky through a hole in the rock wall. A stream of water trickled down into the cave, splashing down like a waterfall into the pond it made below. The ceiling's sparkling! Takako pointed at many blue lights above us. As the storm cloud drifted over the hole in the wall, the cave momentarily fell dark, making the lights stand out even more. They looked like stars. I wish I brought my camera. I doubt we'll ever forget this, even without a picture. Oh, that would be beautiful. And they're back out. We got out of the cave and after traversing the woods again, found ourselves on the beach we had originally started out from. As I walked closely behind Takako, we left a trail of footprints that made it seem like some four-legged animal had been prowling along the beach. But the waves soon washed them away. Do you think the twilight looks so vivid because the air here is clear of pollution? Oh wait, no, that's Sachiko, sorry. I gazed at the violet sea and the marmalade-colored sky stretching above it. The refreshing breeze blew towards the west, leaving little wavelets in its wake. Takako raised both her arms as she stretched. I absent-mindedly gazed at Takako's marmalade-colored back and the violet sea while trying to hold down my hair in the wind. Takako's twin tails painted circles in the air as she turned her head. Her face lit up in joy as she spotted something and cheerfully trotted towards it. There was a tilted palm in the direction she was walking, and her idyllic-looking tree with its roots stretched all across the green carpet around it. Its tilted trunk stretched all the way to the white sand while the leaves shuddered in sync with the waves. Huh. Takako jumped on the trunk and began ascending it. The view's great from here! I wonder if I got tilted by the wind! The tree would shake with her every step as she balanced herself with outstretched arms. Don't come crying to me if you fall down. I got this! And she falls. Just as she said that, her sandal slipped, sending her face first into the sand below. I fell! I can see that, you idiot. What were you going to do if you got hurt? I'm sorry. I handed Takako her sandals as she was patting the sand off her butt. Let's just hurry back. Yeah. I took her hand and turned back to the direction we came from. Can't believe I have to be babysitting you, even at a place like this. Takako kept her eyes on the palm as we walked. Wasn't there a picture of a palm tree above the wash basin at the place we used to live at? Was there? The horizon began taking on an indigo hue. Now that you mention it, I think there was some postcard there, yeah. I kept imagining what the real thing would look like as I washed my face. Now that you've seen it, how do you feel? Nostalgic. I see. A white seafowl flew off into the distance toward the sea. It's an odd feeling being on an island that not a single other person lives on. If our boat doesn't show up tomorrow, the world will have 2 more missing persons cases. Didn't we watch a movie like that back in school? Oh, that brings back memories. Remind me, what did the protagonist need to survive? Mainly crabs and clams before he crafted hunting equipment? Well, we did meet that pesky little crab earlier. I say we should find it and cook it for dinner. You think you could recognize it? I memorized its face. What kind of face does a crab have? One with dim, comprehending eyes. I don't think you could tell them apart just with that. This place is full of fish and fruit too. I bet we could live like queens if we really wanted. Being able to let our hair down at a place like this is nice from time to time, but it'd be the end of us the moment we got sick or hurt. Yeah, you really wouldn't want to get sick here. And there's no bath around. I can build one for you. I hate cold water, so you'll have to collect firewood every day. Sure thing. I stepped on the pieces of coal scattered across the ground, crushing them into pieces before finally mixing them with the sand. Having finished tidying up after dinner, I picked up the empty can and returned to our water cottage. From the wharf, it looked like a lighthouse shining atop the Black Sea. Its light extended along the water, sparkling in concert with the waves. I opened the door to see Takako's cleaning the wire netting with the brush in the kitchen. Putting the can back in its place, I opened the curtains and lay down on the bed. I turned on my side and closed my eyes for a few seconds till the springs of the bed creaked. Oh my! I felt Takako's breath, who seemed to have finished her cleaning, tickle my neck. A moment passed and her lips pressed against it. Aww! It's kinda cute! Hide text, 'cause screenshot. Aww. That's pretty cute. Whoops. What's with this all of a sudden? You said we could do it when we got back. Takako pulled me closer to her, placing one of her hands on my breast while sneaking the other under my clothes, trailing it down along my belly. Oh my. We can if you insist, but are you sure we can dirty the sheets here? Uh-oh. Am I going to have to cut this out? Does this have the scenes? I don't know. I guess not. Okay, cool. I sat up, parted the curtains slightly, and stepped outside. Where are you going? Takako, who had been sleeping until now, reached out to me. I want some air. Wait for me! I turned away from Takako and stepped outside onto the terrace. I sat down, making myself comfortable on the wooden beach chair covered by a striped cloth. Crossing my hands on my belly, I gazed up into the sky. The Milky Way stretched before my eyes, beautiful enough to make me feel like I was looking at a photo album. The stars littering the surface of the dark, azure waves sparkled like a collage of tiny gems. You're gonna catch a cold if you sleep here. Takako sat down on the beach chair next to mine. I'll go back after watching this. Well, why don't you have a look too? I picked up the pamphlet, opening the page with the descriptions of constellations, and handed it to her. Ah, right! The sky's different on the southern hemisphere. Chameleon, Mensa, Octans, Apus, or I think that's how it's pronounced, I don't know. You can't see those four back home. These southern constellations sure have weird names. It seems like most southern constellations were named during the Age of Discovery. It was during that time that European sailors first arrived on these shores. So, unlike the northern constellations that were usually named after ancient myths and legends, the southern ones were named after ship parts, scientific tools, and newly discovered animals. Over there! Takako pointed to a spot just a little east of the Centaurus constellation. There are so many bright stars over there. Is it a constellation too? I think it's the Southern Cross. Ah, the one on the coins, right? Going clockwise from the bottom, it's the Southern Cross's Alpha Star, Beta Star, Gamma Star, and Delta Star. What's that in the middle? It's the Southern Cross's Epsilon, I think. It looks pretty bright from here. Kinda. The reason the Southern Cross is easy to spot is because its Alpha Star, Alpha Crucius, and its Beta Star, Mimosa, are among the 21 first magnitude stars in our sky. You sure know a lot about this stuff. It was all written on the pamphlet. Takako turned the pamphlet over and gave it a long, hard look. Incidentally, Alpha Crucius is 321 light years away from us. So its light comes from 300 years before we were born, huh? Takako picked up a glass from the table next to her and raised it to eye level. 300 years. 300 years! She tilted the glass slightly. I regarded her for a few moments until she started to blush. Medic, I need help! It's too late. I might as well give up. Okay. If you know you won't be able to finish, don't even start. Well, it's just the two of us here anyway, so nothing to be too self-conscious about. Just don't make a fool of yourself in front of people next time. Maybe an alien 321 years in the future will be watching. They would need one amazing telescope to achieve that. Well, you know what they say, even the walls have ears. A god might have still been watching us or something, right? Maybe. If we placed a huge mirror on that star, would we be able to see this beach from 642 years ago? Perhaps. If you want to test that, how about trying with multiple mirrors and an even better telescope? I see! Hmm. As Takako fell into thought, silence returned to our tranquil abode. Although it was already too dark to see, I could hear the incessant sound of waves brushing against the beach and the poles supporting our cottage. If I listened more carefully, I could also make out a cacophony of fauna and the rustling of the trees from the beach. Sachi? I shifted my gaze back to Takako and found her looking directly at me. What? I don't have a mirror here, so just look at my eyes for a little. Anything? It's too dark to see. Oh wait, no, anything? It's too dark to see. I'm not surprised. Your eyes are darker than the night itself. Yeah. Oh my goodness. Hello, girls. Oh, I thought I was gonna be able to. Never mind. Yay, SeaBed. Uh-oh. What's going on? Looks like a funeral of some sort. This is gonna start getting sad, isn't it? No, please don't start getting sad. I turned the handle to stop the rain. Several drops of water trailed down my body and fell onto the bathroom floor. The faint afternoon glow filtered in through the small bathroom window and met the stream inside. Or the steam, inside, blanketing the room in a pale blue light. A rubber duck was floating in the half-filled bathtub I'd forgotten to unplug. After gazing at it for a few moments through half-shut eyes, I lifted the towel off the rack and left the bathroom while scrubbing my skin with the thing. Once I felt dry enough for comfort, I put on the underwear I left on the dryer. Ouch! I hit my shin against a box in the corridor while drying my hair. I raised my hurt leg and proceeded to hop the rest of the way on one foot, kicking a roll of packing tape out of the way in the process. Out of the multiple boxes in the corridor, the one I collided with had yet to be fastened. Takako's sunflower-themed shirt stared back at me from inside. I opened the door at the end of the corridor, and upon entering the living room, I turned left to the kitchen and peeked into the fridge. After grabbing a bottle of barley tea from inside, I closed the fridge's door. I took a glass cup from the cupboard, filled it up with tea, and gulped its contents down in a single breath. After refilling my cup and returning the bottle to the fridge, I continued to the living room with the glass in hand, where I picked up the remote from the table and flicked on the TV. I pulled out the makeup box and the hairdryer from the cabinet and made myself comfortable on the sofa. I began drying my hair, catching only short bits and pieces of what the news anchor on the TV was saying. Finishing that, I changed into a pair of jeans and a colorful tunic before finally leaving the house. That will be 300 yen. I placed the coins I had prepared as I wait in line into the tray. Thank you very much. The clerk took care of the basket while I picked up the paper bag. I left the general store and continued down the sidewalk. It was now illuminated by a slightly stronger light compared to this morning. As the traffic signal between the police station and the department store lit up in green, A mass of people who had been waiting for it jerked forward like a wave. As I tried to overtake a man in front of me, our shoulders bumped. It seemed like the amount of people doubled here during afternoons. I continued crossing the street, looking down at the shoes of the people ahead of me as my paper bag bumped into someone to my side. I stopped and placed my paper bag into my handbag. Okay, guys, so this is all the time that I have for this episode, so if you liked it, please give it a big thumbs up down below. And if you haven't already subscribed, by subscribing you are becoming part of a legacy. And I will see you in the next video. Bye!